So good evening to you on this Monday evening. It is about that's better. It's about 6:30. It's just before 6:30 and the winds have picked up, although it's 85 degrees and sunny in east central Kansas and west central Missouri, but winds have picked up. Does it feel like something is coming in? Yeah. So here's the bottom line. For the next 36 hours, we need to be weather aware. I think we're going to hear some thunder rumbles overnight. Thunderstorms, especially around state line here in west central Missouri. I'm not looking for these to be severe. I mean, although it is that time of year, we're going to look at the data and see what rolls through. But all eyes are on tomorrow afternoon and evening. And I'm going to tell you what the latest data is saying, and I'll be here to watch it and go through it with you. So first of all, let's look out to western Kansas just for a second and see what's already happening. I am out in Salina, McPherson, counties are Reno, Ellsworth, Lincoln. These just went under a severe thunderstorm warning until about 1 a.m. And what happened right before that is this mesoscale discussion came out. Let me hop to that for a second. Here we go. This is talking about the threat for severe wind and isolated hail increasing with time into this evening. This discussion is about to drop off in about 4 minutes. This goes until about 6:30 p.m. But this is what I think we will see moving across Kansas this evening. It's talking about wind 75 to 90 miles per hour. Wind profiles right now, not overly impressive, but it is in the possibility. But I think it's hail. And we're going to talk about that for tomorrow afternoon as well. But for the rest of this evening, out in western Kansas, central Kansas for sure, hail from 1 inch to 1.75 inches, almost 2 inch of hail possible. I think that's going to be the theme for this entire system that moves through. Tornado threat, for all of us going through tomorrow afternoon, it is low, but it's not zero. We got one spot that we want to watch out for, and I'll point that out. So back to the severe weather outlook for tonight. It has jumped up to a 3 out of 5 out there around Garden City, Dodge City, and Liberal. That should fade this evening, but it'll take a few hours for it to do that as instability has built throughout the day, contributing to the storms moving through out there. Let's talk about Tuesday severe weather outlook first, and then I'll get into how things go. Still a 2 out of 5, all in the yellow for east central Kansas and west central Missouri. Here's that tornado probability again being low, 2 to 4%. Again, one little area that I think I want to watch for this, it is possible in these storms. We do have all modes possible if we talk about the next 36 hours top down. But I think predominantly we're talking about damaging winds and large hail being the predominant risks. All eyes, like I said, are going to be on tomorrow afternoon. Here's fronts and pressures. This is the surface chart showing that cold front is going to sag. It's off to the northwest right now, and it's going to sag south and east tomorrow afternoon, early afternoon. That's going to set in. So possibly as early as mid-afternoon, we need to start looking for storms to fire out in front of that front. And that's what I'm going to be paying attention to right here with you, because as storms pop out in front of the front, they may be smaller. I don't know if they're completely discrete, but they're clustered thunderstorms. And so with those, we would be talking about a higher tornado probability, but definitely hail with those as well. Then moving toward the evening, I'm seeing more of a linear threat put together. With linear, I think I've told you that several times already this year. With a linear threat, we're probably dealing with strong winds, less of a tornado threat. So here is how I see this playing out. Here is moving through the evening. Keep an eye out there around Garden City with me. Moving through tonight, let's go up here and see what east central Kansas does. This is about 1 a.m. So talking to you folks out in Emporia, Lebo, Osage City, I think you're going to start off for us tonight, going all the way down here to Yates Center, Neodesha, down to Sedan even, moving through. So let's talk about Pleasanton. What time do you guys get something? So this is about 2, 3 a.m. We start to pick up some showers. I think the winds will pick up a little bit here along I-49, along Butler, but I'm not expecting a lot of wind with this first cluster. But moving through those early morning hours, I think thunderstorms do overtake us. Again, it's just not a bad idea to have a way that we can wake you up with a severe weather alert. But I'm expecting these to just be good old-fashioned thunderstorms. I'm up to about 4 a.m. now. You guys can see out here Yates Center, Iola Colony, Pleasanton still having probably one shower after another. And we got to talk about flooding as well, because this will have some training aspect to it, where storms will find the same areas repeatedly over these next 36 hours. But let's keep going through time here. I think as the morning goes on, I'm up to 7 a.m. now. So maybe you can hold off your morning commute. 7 a.m., I think we have some thunderstorms still in the area, but these are pushing off now. So thunderstorms should be over around Eldo, Lamar, Greenfield, Stockton, Wablo, Hermitage, coming up towards Warsaw, working their way through west central Missouri. What happens next that this isn't showing you. I think that some stratus cloud cover will build in. I hope some stratus cloud cover builds in. That's going to hold our instability from taking off. But we may have pockets in stratus cloud cover where sunshine pops through for any length of time. It's going to build up instability through the afternoon hours, and that's what we don't want. So you can kind of have an eye to the sky late morning, early afternoon, seeing how much cloud cover we have and how much sunshine gets through. It does give you a rough idea what might be building for the afternoon. So I'm up to 10 a.m. now. Here we are at about noon. I think we have spotty stuff, right? So I think it's mostly a break. Hopefully it's cloudy. Looking at 1 o'clock now. And then as I move toward the mid-afternoon, look at this. This is about 3 p.m. I'm going to be watching out here, but I see you guys in Winfield, Burden, down to Cedar Vale, Sedan, Howard, moving out toward Neodesha, picking up Yates Center once again, Iola, Chanute. So big picture, we're down here headed towards southeast Kansas predominantly, right? But it's going to start storming in Kansas City and especially points south. So let's talk about this 3 p.m. hour tomorrow, possibly picking up Belton, Lewisburg, and Drexel, all the way over to Archie, Garden City, probably being the first in west central Missouri to catch this wave that we're going to pay the most attention to. These are the storms that I am concerned about. And I'm going to back this up just a little bit so you can see anything that pops along the front, which is where those more organized storms are forming. This is what I'm talking about for these clusters that we really need to keep an eye on. And I'll be doing that here with you tomorrow, but that's what I'm concerned about. That's where that tornado probability probably kicks in tomorrow afternoon. So now I'm moving towards 4 p.m. and I think it's 5 p.m. that I have some possible linear structure. It's very loose on, it's very broken on model data, but this is just model data. So let's back this up because I do see more organization up here in Paola headed towards Warrensburg in a big Broadway, right? So possibly some linear organization over here from Urich going up to maybe I-70 next to Odessa up towards Higginsville. And again, I'm around the 4 p.m. hour. So this is the line. It's going to slant through like this northeast to southwest. So probably we'll start talking about warnings popping up around, I don't know, Topeka, Kansas City first. Maybe that's around noon, 1 p.m. Before we start seeing these things pop through west central Missouri. So here we go through the evening tomorrow. I'm up to about 7 p.m. when I think the main line and whatever's left of it is going through. But these would be beneficiaries of that afternoon instability and heating kicking up, right? So time frame to definitely watch. I see stuff south of Butler now, like I say, with things, with having this tail down here to the south and the west. It's going to be a few hours tomorrow that we're going to be watching for severe weather, right? As I see Butler, Appleton, around Osceola, Eldo, Nevada, Sheldon, clear down towards Joplin, picking up the second half, the last half, the tail of the thunderstorm line, if you will, moving through the evening. So this is about 10 o'clock now that I think things quiet down. So like I say, from noon on, we're going to be watching. I think you have some spotty stuff in the morning, but I think pretty much it will leave you alone. We got to talk about the flood watch that's issued for all of our counties as well. This is has potential to put down some serious rain over a relatively short period of time. 36 hours is not that long. So I'm seeing amounts like 2 inches up in Kansas City, just south of Kansas City, maybe 2.25. Down here in Bates County, maybe just a little bit less, be around 2 inches. We scoot down toward Fort Scott, Nevada, maybe a little bit more than 2 inches. But there's the possibility for some back building, which is thunderstorms that once the thunderstorms move through, there'll be a shower that stays and moves through slowly behind it. So we do have that possibility as well. And then, charts like this just aren't that helpful. If thunderstorms stick around one particular area, they'll blow this out of the water. So this is just kind of a big, broad, generally speaking picture of what may happen. All right, so one more time. I think you are hearing some thunder rumbles overnight. I will be paying attention to those. We'll see them coming, moving across Kansas, right, as this moves west to east. So I'll be able to keep an eye on that for you this evening, but I'm not expecting severe weather tonight. Maybe a strong storm or two, still benefiting from today's sunshine, right, because we had plenty of that. And I think we start paying attention again after lunch tomorrow for sure. We'll take a look at that line moving through, and I will be here for you. If there are warnings, I will absolutely put them out here like I'm doing right now on Facebook Live. You can also hop over to the YouTube channel at 660 Weather and go live with me there as well, and we'll go through it together. And hey, one more step. We got tomorrow morning's data to look at too. We'll take a look at that in the morning, even get a little bit more specific. So hey, in the meantime, still 84 and sunny. Have a great night. Catch you later.